silence. Why the quiet are always in control. In a world addicted to attention, where people measure their worth by likes, shares, and how loudly they can speak, silence has become a rare commodity. We are surrounded by voices shouting over one another, by a culture that mistakes volume for value and expression for truth. But here's the paradox most never realize. Silence isn't the absence of power. It's the presence of mastery. And in this noise-obsessed world, the one who can remain silent holds the ultimate leverage. You see, silence is deeply uncomfortable. For most, it creates tension, and tension reveals truth. Think about it. In any conversation, who speaks first? Usually the one who can't bear the weight of silence. They start talking, filling the void, explaining, justifying, revealing, while the silent one listens, and in that listening gathers power. The wise don't rush to speak. They wait. They observe. They measure. Because silence is not passive. It's not weak. It's the ultimate act of control. When you speak, you give people clues, your thoughts, your emotions, your strategies. When you remain silent, you reveal nothing and yet provoke everything. The most dangerous person in any room is not the one who talks the most. It's the one who talks the least, because nobody knows what they're thinking. Mystery is power. We are wired to fear the unknown, to respect what we cannot predict. That's why the quiet man at the table often commands more attention than the one making all the noise. We project intelligence, strength, even wisdom onto silence, because silence invites imagination, and imagination is far more powerful than information. This is why some of the most respected leaders, sages, and warriors throughout history have mastered silence, not as a lack of words, but as a weapon of intent. In Japanese samurai culture, warriors trained in the art of not only fighting, but of silence, because only when the mind is still can the blade move with precision. In Taoist philosophy, silence is seen as the purest form of alignment with nature. And even in modern negotiations, silence is one of the most effective tactics. It forces the other party to fill the space, often giving away more than they intended. The world is full of people who talk too much and listen too little. And in their desperation to be heard, they expose their fears, their insecurities, and their desires. They hand you the blueprint to their mind. But the silent one? They stay unreadable. And what cannot be read cannot be controlled. This is the first lesson of power through silence. Information asymmetry. The less others know about your inner world, the more control you retain over theirs. The second is timing. Silence buys you time. Time to think, to analyze, to respond rather than react. The person who speaks first in a negotiation often loses leverage. The one who pauses, who lets others wrestle with the silence, owns the frame of the conversation because words commit you, but silence keeps your options open. A spoken word can be used against you, but silence protects. And yet, silence is not just strategic, it is spiritual. There's a reason monks take vows of silence, a reason sages retreat into the wilderness, a reason why clarity doesn't arrive in the middle of chaos, but in the quiet moments away from distraction. Silence reconnects you to yourself. You cannot hear your own thoughts when you are drowning in everyone else's noise. You cannot find your truth when you are busy performing for the world. But in silence, the masks drop, the illusions fade, and what remains is real. In that stillness, you rediscover your strength, not because you shouted to the world, but because you didn't have to. This is the irony. The more comfortable you become in silence, the more others pay attention when you finally speak. Your words carry weight because you use them sparingly. You speak with intent, not out of impulse. And that restraint is rare. It's magnetic. So ask yourself, do your words come from presence or from pressure? Are you speaking to contribute or just to fill the void? Are you reacting or are you observing? Because the loudest person in the room may get attention for a moment, but it's the quiet one who shapes the outcome. Silence is not about muting your voice. It's about choosing when it matters. It's about aligning your words with wisdom, your presence with purpose. In an age where people scream for validation, the one who remains still becomes unforgettable. So next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, to defend, to post, to argue, pause. Let the silence speak, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to say nothing at all. This is the philosophy of silence. Silence holds the key to many truths. If you seek more wisdom like this, subscribe and become part of a growing community that values depth over noise. By hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications, you will be the first to know about new videos and other opportunities to connect and grow.